All right, so modern Cheerios. If you haven't seen this deck before, the name is derived from the fact that we play all these 0 mana cards, and the 0 looks a lot like a Cheerio if you've ever eaten that cereal. This deck is capable of winning on the first turn of the game, often wins on turns 2 and 3. It has a little bit of counterplay to it against opponents having interaction via Hurkyl's Recall, Echoing Truth, Silence, and Leyline of Sanctity, but a lot of the times, this is just the question deck. This is just the deck that goes, hey, do you have the thing? If you don't have the thing, I'm gonna run you out of the game. So, hopefully they will not have the thing, and we will have some good draws, and we'll get to run some people down. To whomever put this in the queue this morning, thank you. Thanks for the biddy, Sean. Morning, Project Squad. What's going on, Naime? Some decks provide the answers, other decks ask the questions. This is the latter. Doesn't this often lose to itself? I think you lose to interaction more than you lose to yourself, honestly. So it's pretty good. Hopefully they just like cast Serum Visions on turn 1 and die. My favorite part about playing this deck is opening hands like this, where like it's game 1 and you're like, all right, Hallowed Fountain, go, and your opponent just like puts you on control, and then you like untap and kill them. One thing I didn't mention yet is that we have Rugged Prairie in our deck, so you can turn 1 people off of Simian Spirit Guide, so you can filter Simian Spirit Guide into white. My opponent looks to be playing one of those big mean interactive decks though, so we could be in a little bit of trouble here if they have a Fatal Push or a Lightning Bolt. Rude. Happy birthday, by the way, McCullough. Path Exile. Extra rude. Why does my opponent want to interact with me? Do you know what format this is? Jeez. Esper control. Ain't nobody got time to play against a control deck. You got cards to draw, opponent. Rude. Stream Decker doesn't update on mobile. It's bugged. You have to manually clear your app cache. So basically it just doesn't work. Morning, Brando. You ever seen an Esper control deck in Modern? Esper's like Sultai. Esper, Sultai, Teamer. They're color combinations that never put up tournament results, but people register them anyways because they just really like trying to make them work. Are we done here? I think we're done here. I'm gonna get Cryptic Commanded and concede. We are playing around Mana Leak, you're not wrong. On the play, I'm gonna click submit. On the draw, I'm probably gonna click submit too. So like, one of the things you have to keep in mind with a deck like this is that every card you sideboard dilutes your primary game plan of just like being proactive and comboing your opponent. So you really can't afford to board in like 7 cards. And because my opponent's deck has blue and black cards in it, I like don't really want to board in just my anti-counterspell cards or just my anti-discard cards. So like if I board in one and then they have the other, I've just diluted myself for no cost. Silence is here for the counterspell matchups, but this isn't just a counterspell matchup. My opponent's deck also has black cards in it, so they have discard spells as well. For no benefit, sure. Don't be a turd. You caught me. I mixed the word up and you still knew exactly what I meant. Case in point, don't bring in the silence. So, again, someone had commented before the league started, you know, you lose to yourself, and like, no, you lose to interaction a lot of the time. Having one of your 8 of and then like a couple of your 0 mana things are like pretty reasonable a lot of the time, especially if you're willing to mulligan a little bit. Thanks to Unbreakable for the biddies. If they name Grapeshot, we actually can't win, so we'll concede. They name one of our creatures, yeah. So they must not know that we only have Grapeshot as a win condition. So they took our Puresteel Paladins here, so if we draw a Sram, we can combo them next turn. This is our shot to do it. Unmoored Ego in Modern is very reasonable. Just gonna move along with our lives. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Thanks for hanging out today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I am a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. If you find yourself enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. Mox Tangerine, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Past subscribing, like Mox Tangerine, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my wonderful sponsors. Harry's Razors would love to help you get that close, clean shave. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoogelShave, you can save $5 in your brand new starter kit with them. Remember, just because you like playing the degenerate decks doesn't mean you need to look like it. Neo provides wonderful candy-flavored protein bars. Using code Hoagland at bit.ly/Hoogelbar, you can save 10% on your orders there with them. Hurly Burly Studios does professional Magic the Gathering altars. They do border extensions and full art alteration, all sorts of other fantastic stuff that you can find high-res examples of on their website. And using code Jeff10, you can save 10% on your orders there with them. And of course, my altars are protected by none other than my BCW Elite Guard sleeves. Using code Jeff10 at bcwsupplies.com, you can save 10% on your purchases of sleeves, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Am I getting a DX Racer chair from Tempo Storm? Yeah, I believe at some point we're supposed to happen. They said they were backed up a little bit on orders at the moment. The Tempo Storm stuff does not come with discount codes, except for the Tempo Storm merch has code TEMPO for 10% off, but the NVIDIA and DX Racer and things like that don't have direct discount codes. Red Bull, all that jazz. Did you miss Esper? We were never playing Esper today. Do you mean Sultai? We played a couple of matches with the Sultai deck this morning that went very poorly. Spoilers. All of the decks that are still listed in the stream title are decks that we have yet to play. For people who aren't familiar, we always start with Magic Online in the morning with Modern and Legacy. And then the standard decks come up later in the day. So I try to stay really organized on this stream so you can always know what to expect. I mean, this hand's actually pretty okay. This is at least a 4 that does stuff, right? Looks like Infect, maybe? Yeah, looks like Infect. I mean, we could theoretically kill them next turn if we draw really well. What does drawing really look like? It's a bunch of 0 mana equipments into a Retract. So, if we draw like 2 or 3 more 0 mana equipment into a Retract, we could probably go off this turn. The BCWs have held up well for me, Nivik. Or, sorry, Project Swamp. Wrong blue name. Wrong crown, wrong blue name. I am not gentle. I actually have yet to pop a corner on my shuffling deck. I've bent a couple corners over, which happens eventually with all sleeves, but I haven't actually cracked any yet. Alright, am I dead? Shuffles passive aggressively. Yay! Oh, I'm at 10. Am I only taking 6? Alright, equipment. Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. Equipment. Damn it. It's really unfortunate. There's a good chance we brick off from here, but... Remember we started this game with 4 cards in our hand? I think I gamble and try and draw 1 more equipment here. Alright, so now that I have 3 guaranteed, I'm gonna go ahead and put this Hurkyl's Recall back on top of my deck. Flake and leave colored. I don't think I've ever had any sleeve flake and leave colored bits everywhere. Can't say that's something I've seen before. This is why there's 2 Hurkyl's Recalls in our deck. They're basically extra copies of Retract. So we're hoping to draw a Retract, a Noxious Revival, or another Hurkyl's Recall here. Or just a bunch of zeros before we get either of those. Alright, so we hit another recall. So I think we're actually going to kill them here. So this is a turn 3 kill after we mulligan to 4. Yeah, we should be getting into the range of deterministic at this point. Welcome to Modern. Turn 3 kill after we mulligan to 4. So, I'm actually not playing my land yet because I have these Simian Spirit Guides. And the reason why I'm waiting on this... Oh, I could get Spell Pierced, right? Maybe I'm supposed to play the land out. I kind of want to wait because I could play a... Alright, so we drew Puresteel Paladin. So, I'm pretty sure the Puresteel Paladin's going to make this close to deterministic. I guess, yeah, we should be good. So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna shock. I'm gonna play the Mox Opal. I'm gonna cast this Puresteel Paladin, and then each of these draw 2. This does mean I need to draw another Mox Opal, but like I'm guaranteed to draw 12 here, and like these 12s are likely going to draw me more cards. Oh, and the Paradise Mantle on Sram is now a thing that works, right? So I actually have enough mana. Because Paradise Mantle, because Sram doesn't have Summoning Sickness at the moment. Yeah, alright, yeah. The opponent, we're deterministic at this point. So this is a successful turn 3 kill after mulliganing to 4. The equip trigger is a legal target for Spellskite. However, Spellskite's redirection will have no impact on it. So you can legally target anything with Spellskite. Storm count is 28, so I could just stop dicking around and just kill them since I drew the Grapeshot. So I could have deterministically picked up my entire deck here. So we could draw our entire deck at this point. Welcome to Thunderdome. Enjoy your stay. Was it good for you, opponent? It was good for me. Shouldn't have given me a third turn. Should have killed me by 3. Yeah, that's true. Killing them does mean we have to stop drawing cards. It's a little unfortunate. Think I'm supposed to bring in these Gutshots, and Aether Grid. What do I trim here? Yeah, modern. There are some control and interactive decks that are competitive in Modern, but for the most part, Modern is a format that's very brutal and fast. Usually like Trim Revivals and a Hurkyl's Recall and like 1-0 can go. Are the green BCW Elite cards fully opaque? I think the green ones are. The dark ones are, I believe. I don't know offhand. I have a list written down somewhere, but I don't have it offhand, Python. You think it's okay to main deck Shadow of a Doubt or sideboard some? Nah, probably not. Don't be cute. Just play good cards. Mox Amber only makes mana of the color of your creature that's in play, so it's not particularly good. Hey, Perxus, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine. Yes, definitely, Python. Echoing Truth is brought in against permanent-based disruption. Alright, another one of those. So, normally we talk on this channel about how fetching is statistically insignificant, and in most decks, that's true. However, in this deck, when we combo, we draw a significant portion of our deck, which makes the thinning statistically relevant. Do you have Dismember? We might be getting Witch-membered here. Yep, looks like it. Stupid Infect opponent being interactive. Am I dead yet? And now we die. Wow, giving me a turn 3 again, huh? Bold strategy, Cotton. Yeah, this deck generally folds to a stiff breeze. Whoa, we're halfway there. Oh, dee 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 dee. So I could Grapeshot to kill their Glistener Elf, but if I Grapeshot to kill their Glistener Elf, I've actually boarded out my copies of Noxious Revival, which means I can't get my Grapeshot back. But I think I have to do that because I'm just dead on board, right? We only play one Grapeshot because we play Noxious Revival. Yeah, I did board in Ghirapur Aether Grid as well. So, like, Aether Grid can theoretically let us win the game also. Oh, geez, did I have the Stormwind? Wow, you're super correct, aren't you? That's super funny. I didn't even think about that. Good catch. Good catch, Luca. So we'd go 1, 2, 3, retract, 1, 2, 3, 4, retract, 1, 2, 3, 4, natural Grapeshot. That's super funny. It's like not something you ever do, so it wasn't something I was counting. This is the part where I time out everybody who's not Luca. That tells me after the fact the thing I just counted. It's my favorite part about streaming. The old piles on. It's a good line to catch for sure. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. Let's run it back. You can Hurkyl Zinc Moth. I'm gonna be honest, Twitch chat wouldn't have gotten it without Luca, most likely. Most likely. It's a good line. It's a good thing to point out. Seems very reasonable. Hopefully they play at Glistener Elf for a Noble Hierarch on one and we untap and win the game. I do not look at spoilers while I am streaming. Chat lethal by definition is not actually lethal. It's probably true. Herder, I'm smart. I just want my monthly timeout. What's going on, Zephoid? Thanks for the 8 months. Welcome back. Man, your Twitch account is old. Your Twitch account's almost 10. 2009. Seen some stuff. So do I jam into a dismember here? Do I jam into dismember? I think I just hang out for a second. What's going on, Serp? Thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Like, I'm pretty unlikely to go off with just two equipments anyways, and no extra mana. So, having an extra mana to go off with is a big deal as well. Alright, well. This doesn't feel great, but it's what we've got, so let's go. Alright, please don't kill me. Am I dead yet? We gave them a third turn. Welcome to Modern. Welcome to Modern. My favorite thing about the fact that Ironworks just took 4 of the top 8 slots at the Grand Prix is whenever I talk about just like a match where people just died a bunch on turn 3 when we're playing Modern on stream, some little person in chat would always pipe up and be like, "But Jeff, that's not how tournament magic works." It's like, well, actually, oh no, why must you take my toys away, opponent? I like my toys. I promise I've been a good boy this year, Santa. Please don't take away my toys. Please don't take away my toys. What card did the opponent play to increase the poison counters? A bunch of different cards. They played Rancor, they played Groundswell, they played Blossoming Defense, they played Mutagenic Growth. Alright, let's draw a creature and kill them. That's not a creature. Rats. I can't block. Their creature is unblockable. K-Trojan. So, blocking's a bad line because it's not a legal play. Nah, I don't think so, Brad. I think I'd rather they discard the Opal than my creature, like, by a lot. Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, Modern's an incredibly daunting format to learn. There's a lot of cards going on, and Magic Online doesn't really help. Alright, I needed a brick out of them. Oh, I'm just dead on board now, right? Yeah, I'm just dead on board. Rats. Rats! Why must you police my fun, opponent? Do they understand what their treetop village does? They do not. All right, God bless. Oh, they're just shuffling my deck instead. Sure. I guess I could take a draw there, technically. I should technically take a draw there. All right. This is the matchup where we bring a Leyline of Sanctity. What draw saves me? A creature. I draw a creature and then I combo kill them. Is what I should have taken a draw for. I think I saw a video with someone playing Experimental Frenzy and Cheerios. Do I have some thoughts on that? You play Experimental Frenzy in this deck? Playing Experimental Frenzy in this deck makes 0 sense. Maybe you're talking about Legacy Cheerios. Legacy Cheerios is a completely different deck than this, if that's what you're referring to. We've played Legacy Cheerios on stream before, and putting a copy of Experimental Frenzy in that deck sounds kind of funny. Yeah, the Sultai VOD's like 40 minutes. It's not good. Ran Legacy Frenzy and Legacy Cheerios. Yeah, Legacy Cheerios is completely different than this deck. So like putting Frenzy in my deck that does nothing but draw cards is like pretty stupid, right? Would just not make a lot of sense. Like playing cards that let me draw cards, but I can't play cards from my hand just doesn't really make a whole lot of whatever. Our baby is here. Wish we could have had Splinter Twins though. What's going on, Krikachu? Thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Might be a quick 2-hour Modern morning. I am not going to the NRG event this weekend. I'm actually going to be off tomorrow and Friday during the day because Christy and I are moving. So we close in the new house tomorrow morning. We're moving a bunch of our stuff tomorrow and getting internet set up, and then we have movers coming Friday morning. And then hopefully I will be live Friday night from my new basement. I do not look at spoiler cards while I'm streaming. So far today, we played a really bad modern deck to start off, and then this one is sweet, but we're getting beat up a little bit. I'm on the play. I guess I'll top that as a show of strength. Play Flooded Strand and pass. All right, they suspended Ancestral Visions on 1. Hopefully we will kill them on 2. Looking for zeros into a Mox Opal. So we'd like to draw 2 to 3 more zeros and then draw a Mox Opal so we can retract. All right, so we have bricked off here. We have bricked off. I have retract those so we get a do-over next turn. No, we close tomorrow morning, Draven. So I'll be off tomorrow morning. So I'm playing the Puresteel Paladin out first here as counterspell bait. All right, well, we drew another retract. So we're in the same spot we were last turn, looking for Mox Opal. Might brick off again here. One busted piece of free mana, please. Mantle costs 1 to equip. No, Puresteel Paladin is the one that makes equipping free, not Sram. Oh, I could Simian the Mantle. Yeah, good call. Okay, I missed that. Good line. You could use the Spirit Guide to equip. Yep. It's a good line. I'd get 7 redraws that way. Is the next card too? Is the next card? Let's fetch to then. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna leave a blue up here because blue mana is more valuable than red mana. Alright, so despite my mistake of potentially being able to go off last turn, being able to go off here with 2 creatures should be incredibly easy. I was really worried when my opponent played formerly banned Ancestral Visions on turn 1. I was a little concerned that the card that was deemed previously too good for Modern was going to be too much for us to beat. But thankfully we somehow managed to find a way. Somehow managed to find a way to best. Yeah, we're deterministic at this point. I can draw my entire deck. Yeah, they're likely playing like Blue Moon with no red mana. Where am I Grapeshot at? There it is. This is modern, Draven. People play everything. People play whatever they want just because they like playing it. People play lots of decks that aren't well positioned and aren't good. You missed Sultai. You didn't miss much to provide spoilers. Ah, yes, my friend. Let the salt flow through you. Yes. Let the sodium thrive. No, I don't lie to people. The reason why I'm a good salesman is because I don't lie. When something's bad, I tell people it's bad. There's plenty. I make plenty of other videos that people could watch that are decks that went well or were fun. The Sultai deck wasn't really fun and didn't go particularly well. It is $25 to add a deck to the Modern queue. Standard decks are 10, Modern are 25, Legacy are 50. They still haven't played a non-basic island. I wonder if they're playing, like, As Foretold Living End. I guess we probably would have seen them cycle something, right? Damping Sphere, okay. No, Grixis Shadow is really good against decks like Grishelbrand. Because they have both, it has both discard and counterspells in it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The Damping Sphere is turning off our Rugged Prairie. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. All right. That's not usually the part of Damping Sphere that we care about. Whoopsie. And this is a good example of why playing decks like Cheerios is sweet. Because we get to laugh and have a good time even when we're losing. It's not like a bad fair deck where like we sit there miserable. Just get this one into play now and pass. Awesome Draven. Yeah, they're pretty tasty too. I'm actually snacking on one right now. Come on. Ding. Come on. Yep, yeah, the code gets applied directly on Amazon JMP. All right, sweet. Cooking with gas now. And they didn't spell snare my Echoing Truth, so I think we're probably in the clear at this point. Yeah, they're dead at this point. What an interesting and stimulating game of Magic the Gathering my opponent and I have engaged in here. Watch them, like, mind break trap us. My opponent feels like the cheeky sort of person that has a mind break trap in their deck. Because neither of these have Summoning Sickness, so, like, I get to make mana off of them, too. Yeah, to get started comboing this turn, I cast Echoing Truth on my one equipment I had in play, because I didn't have any equipment in my hand. Alright, unless they have a Mind Break Trap, we're deterministic at this point. I should probably scroll my hand over, because when we draw the Grapeshot, it's lethal. Alright, we did already. Storm's 19. Yeah, I'll get a few more Storm counts in. Why not? We cast Echoing Truth, therefore our deck is interactive. Agree. Will the code / link for the bars work in Canada? I believe Amazon ships to Canada. You have to check the link, bit.ly/Google bar. I'm playing the red-white land destruction deck every day because my wonderful viewers keep sending me money to blow up people's lands. All the content on this channel is viewer driven. So if people want to keep seeing the same deck every day and they keep sending me dollar dues to make it happen, I'm willing to do that, especially when it's a sweet one like that. Noxious doesn't beat Mindbreak Trap because Mindbreak Trap exiles the spell, so it would exile the original Grapeshot. I don't know, JMP. I haven't really done a pass reviewing the new set yet, thinking about decks, because I don't start deck building until we have a full spoiler. The whole, does your deck have any dead draws against 64s in it, really changed my perspective on decks in Modern. This deck is decidedly not interactive. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Look at that. We're on the scoreboard. I think we were happy-ish. I don't think I'm changing. To start today, I'm not changing anything from what we played yesterday. If that tells you. What we finished with yesterday, I was happy with, I think. No, I don't think so, JMP. Like, if someone wanted to put, like, blue-black pirates back in the queue, that doesn't really get upgrades with the new set, but it's still, like, a sweet deck that'll be worth playing still. But I will be, probably for the first, you know, 3 or 4 standard days after the new set releases, I am going to prioritize making sure we're playing all decks with new cards in them. I am excited for the move. Should be. We're hiring professional movers for a couple hours Friday morning to move all the big stuff instead of messing with doing that ourselves, which sounds great. Oh, Urza's Tower, Urza's Tower, So, their deck is, like, decidedly slow, so I'm actually not gonna play the Spidersilk Net here. I'd rather wait till next turn to try and combo with 2 creatures in play. New set, I'll have access to the new set on Magic Arena on January 16th. Oh. Opponent's playing some kind of brew. When I moved special, yeah, that's what one of my buddies just moved, and he said the movers made things really easy, so that sounds. The streamer thing is the 16th. Come on, I just need to draw 1 piece of equipment here, and we can win this turn. Alright, sweet. We're not quite deterministic, but we're pretty close with 3 Retract and a Mox Opal here. Even with bricking, even with not hitting a 3rd equipment, like, this Retract draws 4 cards because it picks these equipments back up, which draw 2 each. It is an official WotC streamer thing. My opponent's decided I am pretty likely to kill them and is gonna move along with their lives. Alright, so there's probably a chance my opponent has some kind of permanent base disruption, so I'm going to bring in the Echoing Truth. And as we showed in the other match we just played, Echoing Truth is useful just for, like, resetting our own thing occasionally, too. This is going to be our last match of Modern and Magic Online for the morning. We had two quick-ish leagues, so we'll be moving along to some Standard on Magic Arena. Yep. Yeah, I was honestly surprised that they responded to my application. I put in an application for their their supported content creators things like back in October, and this was the first time I'd heard anything back on it. Because apparently they don't even send an email back just like, hey, we got your application. It's like, all right. Maybe Hoaglandia is getting large enough that they can't ignore us. Which is nice. At least the Magic Arena team has acknowledged us. Can you put this towards the blue-black control deck in Standard? Definitely. Not so Wicked Witch. I appreciate that. Meeples Anonymous with the brand new Prime support. Thank you very much. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Yeah, I'm consistently in the top 10 most watched people for Magic. What's going on, Thrina? On January 16th, the day before the new set releases for everybody, there's a streamer-only event where every streamer that was invited to it gets a 4x account. So I have a fully loaded account anyways, but we'll have every card on there the day before. I give Watsy a bunch more money to have every card. So January 16th will be an all-standard stream. In fact, I think the day before, January 15th, I'm going to do an all Magic Online stream to make up for the fact that January 16th is going to be all standard on Magic Arena. Can't think of anything smart to say. Ain't sin. Thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for the 3 months. I think it also doesn't do much. Like, doesn't have 2 lands, doesn't have a creature. So I am not accepting specific deck lists for new standard until there is a full spoiler, because you shouldn't be building decks with the new set until you have a full spoiler. So when the full spoiler goes up on the 11th in 2 days, I will start accepting specific deck lists for new standard into the deck queue. Until then, you can submit build-around requests for specific cards. So say, hey, Jeff, would you build a deck based around, you know, card X, Y, or Z? You want to build around? Yeah, build-arounds are open. So build around for a mechanic, for a small set of cards, whatever you want to do. I plan to do a long stream on the 16th. I don't know. So the 16th is kind of weird. I guess I should detail. If my viewer numbers are good on the 16th, I'm going to do a long stream. But there's a good chance, because there's a bunch of streamers invited to this thing, that Magic on Twitch is going to be very saturated on the 16th, which could mean I have a lower than average viewer count. And it doesn't make sense for me to do a long stream if the viewer count's lower. So I'm definitely going to be streaming extra after the new set releases, but which days I'm doing is probably going to depend on how saturated it is with other people being online. I've not had any Simic Ascendancy list submitted. Put this towards Grishik Shadow. Low 1 life will do. Thanks for the bits. I really appreciate that. So I think I just retract here and then play the Puresteel Paladin and get my draw 4 on. I'm hopefully going to be streaming from the new house this week. We're moving. I'm supposed to be getting internet set up at the new house tomorrow after we move in. After we close. And then Friday, we're moving everything over there. So I really need to draw a Mox Opal here is what we're looking to draw. So hopefully Friday night will be my first stream from the new place. All right, sweet. Paradise Mantle, because this Paladin isn't summoning sick, is also a mana source for us. So unless they have a removal spell here, which they likely don't because they haven't killed any of our stuff yet, this should be deterministic at this point. Good clean turn 3 kill. Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of ways to build this deck. I've got this build of this deck that I'm playing on stream here has like the meme dialed turn to max, believe it or not. So like we're playing like Simian Spirit Guides and stuff to like take the pedal and push it all the way to the floor, as opposed to trying to be slower and slightly more resilient and consistent. In my opinion, if you want to play a slow, resilient combo deck, you should just play KCI, because like KCI is fast but also resilient. The point of playing this deck is to meme people. A third conditional lightning bolt. Is it an instant? It sounds sweet though. Meme dialed turn to the max. Yeah. I feel whenever people take decks like this one and they try and make it slower and more resilient, I always want to be like, well, you don't understand what this deck's trying to do. Like, there's so many good decks in Modern that are like slightly slower, more resilient, and can play through hate than this deck. It's like, the point of this deck is to like kill people on the first and second turn of the game. Like, that's what I'm doing. Like, if you want to play something that's slow and resilient, play KCI. Cheerios is a blast. We went 2 and 3, which is about expectations. If you told me I was going to 2-3 every league with we played this deck, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right. When this deck draws its absolute nut draw, it can kill people on the first turn of the game. For those, we didn't have any turn 1 kills in that league. We had some turn 2 kills. The turn 1 kill, for those not familiar, looks like play a creature on turn 1 with Simian Spirit Guide. Then you play a bunch of equipments out for free, drawing a bunch of cards. Then you play Mox Opal, and you retract, pick your equipments up, play a bunch more equipments out, draw through your deck this way. Eventually, you have Simian Spirit Guides and multiple Mox Opals to Grapeshot your opponent to death. We did have a multi-4 kill on turn 3, which was really sweet as well. It was a good time. All right, if you missed any of that league, that was like a little over an hour, which is about the norm. I'm going to get that on YouTube later today. And for now, we're going to head on along to Standard, where we should have time to do 5 or maybe even 6 decks today for Standard. Got a good chunk. Get that all loaded on up. Gotta put my headphones on because it's video game time. I like video games, chat. They're my favorite. Yeah, probably. Those are good proactive decks. I actually have an update build around submission for Saltimer Folk. So I'll be updating that. We'll be playing it on stream at some point. We're doing red white land destruction to start the day, to the surprise of no one. Update the stream decker. Does your arena not update itself every time you open it? My arena setup is unique because I'm streaming from a Linux computer. So my setup is not the same as yours. How many days in a row we played this deck? It's our 4th day. We played it Monday. We played it Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is our 4th day in a row. Not enough is the answer. Do you ever do special events? No, I pretty much just play out of the deck queue. I get paid to play specific decks. That's pretty much all we do. We tag people on Discord and we'll be on our way.